Tonight at 10, Fox 35 investigates the ketamine craze.
The drug has potential therapeutic benefits, but it also has a dark side. Tonight, we dive into this controversial drug.
Probably the scariest thing I've ever been through.
Plus, a Fox 35 exclusive. The terrifying turnpike moment for a family as something smashes through a windshield on their way to Disney. That's next at 10.
Fox 35 News starts now with breaking news.
It's official. Florida Congressman Byron Donalds is running for governor. He just made that announcement moments ago. Last week, President Trump endorsed him to replace current Governor Ron DeSantis in 2027. Just yesterday, DeSantis said his wife, Casey DeSantis, would be a much better option.
And now to a Fox 35 News exclusive. A freak accident during a family road trip leaves a woman with stitches across her forehead. Troopers say it's all because a large battery came flying through her windshield while they were on the turnpike. Her windshield, by the way, was destroyed, and the woman has a nasty cut on her face. Thanks for joining us here tonight at 10. I'm John Brown.
Good evening. I'm Luann Sorrell. Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns is live for us tonight. So, Kelsey, it's amazing that she didn't get into a wreck after this.
John and Luann, this is a new fear unlocked. That woman telling me that battery came crashing through right here through the windshield. Then it hit the dashboard. Now, she also explained to me it really is miraculous that she only walked away with just a few stitches. Now, China also explained to me she's still looking for any information about what happened to her. So if you're just tuning into this right now, think back to your travel last week. If you were on the turnpike and you passed by the Leesburg exit around 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, if you saw anything, maybe even check your dash cam. Reporting in Seminole County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
I'm Marcus Jordan. I'm Michael Jordan's son.
The son of basketball royalty busted earlier this month in Maitland for DUI.
I'm just trying to get home, and I made a wrong turn.
But what cops first thought was cocaine in his pocket turned out to be a different drug.
When people use ketamine correctly, the brain changes tend to be permanent.
Ketamine is linked to the deaths of Matthew Perry and Liam Payne, but it's also shown promise to help millions battling depression. So, what is it? And why are so many people using it? Fox 35 investigates the ketamine craze.
And doctors say they still have a lot to learn about ketamine, but it is proving to be effective for people struggling with depression and with chronic pain.
Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live tonight in Lake Mary. Manny, ketamine is legal.
It is, Luann, with constant supervision and under very strict guidelines. The law says you can't just have it on you, but a growing number of people do and use it recreationally. Part of the allure here is the trip, the hallucination. It doesn't last as long as LSD. And while these celebrity cases, they may dominate headlines, doctors say that it's important to remember that overdoses on ketamine are really rare. Adding abuse of ketamine could lead to bladder shrinkage, even in permanent brain changes you may not want. Live in Lake Mary tonight, Manny Martinez, Fox 35 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Manny. And you can find all the ketamine stories that we've reported on the Fox Local app. Just scan the QR code right there on your screen to download it. It is free from the Apple and Google Play stores.
The clouds and rain are gone. Now clear and sunny skies are sticking around. I'm here in the Fox 35 Storm Center tonight with meteorologist Noah Berggren. Noah, it's kind of gray and gloomy today, but the sun is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know, it doesn't just come out tomorrow. It's here for a whole week.
Great.
This may be one of the nicest weeks of the whole winter, certainly starting tomorrow through next week. Temperatures out the door in the morning. This is about 7 a.m. 49 Palm Coast, 50 in DeLand, 52 Bithlo, 53 in Clearmont, 55 Melbourne, 57 in Cocoa Beach. Here's your planner for tomorrow on your Wednesday. We're about 58 by 9 in the morning, close to 70 by 11. Lunch plan 72 or so at noon. High tomorrow about 78, about 4 p.m. But look at the sky, totally sunny in Orlando and no chance of any rainfall. All right, across Florida tomorrow, 76 in Miami, Tampa, 74 in Melbourne, 79 Ocala, 76 in Jacksonville, 79 the high temperature in Tallahassee. Rain chances are 0, zilch, nada. Not just for the next 5 days, but for really about the next week. I don't think there's any chance of any rain for a while here across central Florida. In fact, warmer air is coming in. Look across America tonight. There is a lot of warmth, not a lot of cold. You have to go way far north to even find 40s at this hour, and it's a warm pattern settling in for the next week. I'll talk to you much more about the next chance of rain in the long term coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Noam. Also developing tonight, a man who's accused of abusing a little boy will stay behind bars for now. A judge denied bond for Andre Walker today. Police say that Walker and the little boy's mother, Kimberly Mills, showed up at the Advent Health Waterman Hospital in Tavares on Saturday because the boy was not breathing. Well, the hospital staff called police when they noticed that the boy was also covered in cuts and bruises that were in various stages of healing, along with some burns. The boy is in critical condition. His mother was arrested at the hospital that day. Walker turned himself in yesterday. Also, a recent story from our area has Publishers Clearinghouse working to clear the air on some confusion and try and stop scammers. An 85-year-old woman in Volusia County recently lost her life savings to a caller pretending to be with that organization. She was promised $1 million, but she had to pay the taxes in advance, which she says she did. The real Publishers Clearinghouse says it will never call you. The company says that, just like the video here, they'll show up at your house, just like they do in commercials. They do not call you ahead of time or send you a private message either. PCH says that these scams have been going on for years.
They contact vulnerable people. It causes us great concern.
If you do receive a call from someone claiming to be with Publishers Clearinghouse, it is important to report it to law enforcement so they can track it down.
Keeping Lake County quiet. Some commissioners are doing their best to keep the small town feel alive, but it's difficult because that area is booming and homes are starting to take over farmland. Right now, about 410,000 people call Lake County home, but officials believe 100,000 new residents will move in over the next 10 years. Commissioners want to slow down that growth. Some now want to fast track giving farmers financial incentives to keep their land in agricultural use instead of selling it to developers.
I'm obviously anti-sprawl, and I don't just think farms are just good. I think that they're essential.
Lake County officials say they will form a citizens advisory board by April. It will help identify key farmland for preservation and push for state and federal funding.
Well, Fox 35 News at 10 is just getting started.
Coming up, parents outraged after a teen is accused of bringing a gun to school.
Weaponry, firearms, like dangerous stuff like that around my daughter and anybody else's daughter. It's pretty concerning.
Deputies say the teen was bold enough to take a picture with that gun in the school bathroom. Tonight, the search continues for that weapon.
Plus, cell service could soon reach the moon. A rocket is about to launch from the Space Coast that could allow astronauts to use cell phones.
Then a little bit later, the Dr. Phillips girls basketball team has their eyes on a four-peat as they head to the state championship. We catch up with the team on their quest for yet another championship.
Cause we love Florida.
Now back to our breaking news tonight. Florida Congressman Byron Donalds from Southwest Florida says that he is running for governor. He just made the announcement on Fox News moments ago with Sean Hannity. He first complimented Governor Ron DeSantis, then said that he's happy to announce that he is running for governor. Last week, you may remember, President Donald Trump endorsed him to succeed current Governor Ron DeSantis in 2027. And we'll have much more coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Yep. And developing tonight, parents are outraged after a teenager allegedly brought a gun to school in Flagler County.
Yeah, and it could have been a whole lot worse if other students hadn't reported the gun to the school resource officer when they did. Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn is live at the sheriff's office. So, Chancellor, pretty shocking to see a picture of a gun in a school like this.
And John Luann, the teen is accused of taking the picture inside of a high school bathroom during a basketball game. And now it's deputies here at the Flagler County Sheriff's Office who are searching for the gun seen in that picture. The teen has been arrested and is facing a felony charge of exhibition of a weapon on school property. Now, the Flagler County Sheriff says whoever gave the teen the gun, that person could also potentially face criminal charges. Reporting live in Flagler County, Chancellor Wynn, Fox 35 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Chancellor. Tracking the next big thing, and that big thing is 81 degrees. Yes, we're going to be back into the 80s later on this week, and sunny skies to go along with that as well. And Noah Bergman joins us right now.
So, no, we don't have to worry about any more rain this week, right?
Yeah, you know, Lou, not just this week, but for a good part of next week, too. You know, this probably, don't think this is going out on a limb. I don't mean to make it sound too big, but, yeah, you know, this probably will be the nicest week of the winter. I mean, compared to what we've had, and just looking ahead, this is awesome, the next 7 days. And we'll revisit this sentiment next week, and we'll see what you thought. But I think most of you will take away that the next 7 days, nicest 7-day stretch of this winter season. Wild February in terms of temperatures. The first 16 days, as I've said a few times now, super warm. And then now most of the second half of the month has been cooler than average. All those blue boxes, lower than average. It was 68 today. It's always funny how Mama Nature has a way of balancing things out in terms of the weather. Tonight, things are calm and clear. Temperature is 50 in Palm Coast, 61 in Orlando. I'm going to be getting up early tomorrow. I'm going for a jog outside, and I'm going to be doing some errands outside and going to try to work out outside. I am excited tomorrow in the morning, and every morning of these mornings this week is just going to be pristine, the entire day, of course. But temperatures are going to be warm, and it's not going to be humid. Right now, you see up in the Panhandle, just 54 Tallahassee. That's not bad. 68 Miami right now, 64 in West Palm. Rain over the last 2 days was not significant north of the city. In fact, in parts of Volusia County, barely a half an inch of rain. You go south of the city down to Lakeland, more rural parts of Osceola County. You see the yellow on here is 2+ inches of rain. So, as is often the case with Florida forecasting, even in the peak of the rainy season in July, it's the haves and the have-nots. Unless there's a hurricane hitting Florida, somebody's going to get shortchanged at weather. Just how it works in Florida. All right, so there goes the weather system from yesterday. Not tropical. Somebody asked, and I'm going to make a point to tell you all about this if you were wondering. It's not tropical for one reason. It has fronts attached to it. You never see a hurricane hit Florida with a cold front attached to it. By definition and anatomy, that's not a tropical system, because I know to some of you, you might see this and say that kind of looks like a tropical depression or a storm moving away. Yeah, you'd be right, kind of does, but it has fronts attached to it, so hence the no tropical nature to that. Highs today across the country, warm in a lot of places. 60 today, Columbus, Ohio, 56 in Boston. For upstate New York, this is just like in Grumpy Old Men when they do the little song of a tropical heat wave. It was 44 today in Buffalo. That's warm for mid-February. Near 60 in Chicago, 70s in Kansas. It was 80 in Vegas. So things are thawing this week across America. Next thing to know about here in Florida is a front Thursday night into Friday. There's no rain with it for us, just some clouds. And then look at Friday. Pristine, clear air. This is Friday midday. If you got a day off you've been waiting to use from work, you have that luxury, trying to make some plans. Friday, anywhere in the state, chef's kiss, A+ weather. All right, so 78 tomorrow, 81 Thursday. Screenshot this 7-day because this is the nicest we've had this winter for a 7-day period. 76 Saturday, 78 Sunday, 80 Monday. It'll get a little warmer than average next week, mid-80s a week from now. I'll talk to you much more about the extended forecast in about 25 minutes.
All right, Noah, thank you. Still to come tonight, the insurance crisis continues here in Florida.
And one group says that if lawmakers can't fix it, then the people of Florida are going to take action.
Plus, a massive sinkhole swallows up a car and damages another. Find out what's to blame for all this mess.
You could get addicted and you could die. This happened to someone, a family in Central Florida. I mean, never could have imagined what happened to his body. My son was Walker McKnight. We're pushing forward, which is why I'm here with you today.
Fox 35 News is sponsored by the NHRA Gator Nationals.
From Fox 35 Mission Control, the moon could soon have cell service.
New technology is ready for liftoff to test it out. Researchers say the technology is the same as what we have here on Earth, but they had to make a cell tower much smaller so that it could fit onto a rocket ship. The technology is on board a rocket right now at Kennedy Space Center. When the lander reaches the moon, the network will be activated. This mission is not manned, so robots will do all the work.
We miniaturize it into a single network in a box, so all the functions are in an absolutely compact, size, weight, power optimized network.
One day, researchers want astronauts to be able to use their cell phones on the moon. The mission is set to lift off tomorrow night during the 7 o'clock hour.
2, 1, ignition.
And this one, Blue Origin launched its 10th space tourism mission this morning. This marked the 30th overall flight of the new Shepard vehicle. The flight lasts about 10 to 12 minutes from liftoff to touchdown. The crew members included a venture capitalist, a hedge fund partner, a Spanish TV host, and 3 others. Although the price for a seat in the vessel is unknown, Blue Origin's main competitor, Virgin Galactic, charges $600,000 per seat.
Wow. Well, caught on camera, talk about a mess. A street caves in, swallowing one car and damaging another while the owner was on vacation. Authorities in Philadelphia say it was caused by a water main break. Crews could see the water flowing into that sinkhole. At least 30 homes are now without water, but thankfully, no one was hurt.
All right, coming up in our next half hour, lawmakers clash over cutting costs. Now, a nonpartisan group is chiming in on what organizations are vulnerable to waste.
And birthright citizenship is under the microscope. Lawmakers are now debating what it would mean to get rid of the 14th Amendment.
And we continue to follow some breaking news tonight. A big-name Republican candidate announces that he's looking to succeed Governor Ron DeSantis.
Congressman Byron Donalds just announced his candidacy on Fox News, and here's what he had to say.
A lot of thoughts with my family and my friends. I'm here to announce my candidacy to be the next governor of the great state of Florida. And Sean, we have a wonderful state. I got to Florida when I was 17 years old off of a Greyhound bus with just a trunk full of clothes. And over the rest of my time in Florida, I built a family. I built a career, 17 years in financial services.
Donald served 4 years in the state legislature before being elected to Congress. He says now is the time to take the mantle and lead our state into the future. And he's getting some big help already thanks to an endorsement from President Trump. But it's still possible Casey DeSantis could run for governor as well. She is largely considered a favorite possible candidate right now.
Well, the Trump administration targeting what they say is the misspending of trillions of tax dollars. Now the Government Accountability Office is trying to figure out where all that money's going.
That agency is set to release a new report of the federal programs that are most vulnerable to waste, fraud, and abuse. Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is joining us live with the details tonight. Hi, Marlisa.
Hi there, Luann and John. That report is due at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll be discussed tomorrow afternoon by the House Oversight Committee. Now, this comes as states like Florida have ramped up efforts to cut government waste. In Washington, DOJ is running into some setbacks. More than 20 DOJ employees resigned from their post, saying they no longer believe the effort is helping the American people. Live in the studio tonight, Marlisa Goldsmith, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Marlisa. A new bill in the state Senate could loosen Florida's labor laws and allow teens to work more hours per week. If it is passed, employers would be able to schedule most teens to work at any time and for more than 30 hours a week. The current law restricts times of day and the hours per day they can work. 14 and 15-year-olds could work longer hours if they have graduated from high school, are homeschooled, or attend virtual school. Critics say it could lead to companies taking advantage of these younger employees.
I think work and understanding how to work for a boss, how to become your own boss, and how to lead from beside people or from behind or from in front is an incredibly important skill set that we just don't talk about enough in school.
The only institutions that want this bill are large corporations. These are all different sectors of our economy historically where there are situations of exploitation, harassment, abuse, wage theft, etc. And so subjecting children to that is just wrong.
The bill keeps in place current requirements that allow employers to have workers under the age of 17 to take a break at least every 4 hours. Well, the insurance crisis continues in Florida. For the past several years, Florida residents have seen their home and auto insurance costs skyrocket.
That could all change soon. One group is trying to get an amendment on next year's ballot to bring those rates down. Fox 35's Marie Edinger takes a look at what they're proposing.
Got a health alert right now. A measles outbreak is spreading in parts of the Southwest. Public health officials say it could be due in part to declining vaccination rates. Dozens of people in Texas and New Mexico have already gotten sick during this outbreak. The CDC says infections, though, have been reported in at least 6 other states. 25% of the cases have also resulted in hospitalization. Childhood vaccination rates are dropping across the country, so doctors say that more outbreaks may be on the way.
I think that this is going to get into the hundreds of cases and could take many months to try to fully snuff out. And when you have that kind of a concentration of measles within a community, it's going to inevitably spread outside that community.
Public health officials say that getting vaccinated is still the best way to protect yourself. Their research shows that 2 doses of the vaccine are about 97% effective at preventing the virus.
The 14th Amendment is under scrutiny right now on Capitol Hill. House members holding a hearing to examine its meaning after President Trump's executive order gets rid of birthright citizenship. Fox 35's Rich Edson has more tonight from D.C.
In building Central Florida, the state is trying to handle all the growth here in Central Florida by expanding I-75. And today, FDOT broke ground on a massive project near Ocala. 30 miles of I-75 between State Road 44, which is Wildwood, and State Road 326, which is north of Ocala, are now going to be widened. The project will add more lanes in each direction and will also include a new interchange near Ocala. Governor Ron DeSantis says there's a possibility for a Buc-ee's off that exit, too. Data shows that 1 in 5 vehicles on I-75 is a tractor trailer. FDOT says the new lanes will improve travel time for supply chain deliveries. They also say the lanes are going to reduce travel delays by 96% northbound and 88% in the southbound lanes.
Next at 10, the Dr. Phillips girls basketball team is chasing a four-peat.
Yeah, the Panthers heading back to the state championships. The team shares their mindset as they get ready to make history.
But first, we're saving you some cash tonight with the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. This is a good one. We found gas for $2.84. That's at the racetrack along University Boulevard in Winter Park. We're back after this.
You could get addicted and you could die. This happened to someone, a family in Central Florida. I mean, never could have imagined what happened to his body. My son was Walker McKnight. We're pushing forward, which is why I'm here with you today.
Well, the Dr. Phillips girls basketball team is looking to make history. They have a chance to win the state title for a 4th consecutive year.
Pretty amazing. There's a little ways to go yet. And Fox 35 sports reporter Jessica Ely stopped by practice this afternoon to see how the team is getting ready for a chance to make history. At Florida Gators taking on the Georgia Bulldogs tonight in men's basketball. This one was close towards the end. It wasn't real close early on, and Georgia wins this one in the end, beating the Gators. Bulldogs win by 5. Final score in this one, 88-83. All right, tough night for the Orlando Magic at home as they go up against one of the best teams in the East, the Cleveland Cavs. Yeah, this one got ugly quickly. Magic lose this one, 122-82.
Taking a live look over I-Drive on this Tuesday evening. A lot better weather tonight than we saw last night. It was really coming down. Lots of rain yesterday, but Noah's saying the sun is coming out
yeah, it is.
tomorrow and for many days after.
A lot of songs. I've dropped a lot the last couple of days. That's one I didn't put in there. Good one.
Well, I mean, you look at this. This is like perfect week.
Absolutely
this whole
gorgeous.
forecast, as far as I'm concerned, this is like
Yes.
perfect the next few days. Here.
Golf, beach,
anything.
Outside, it's a place to be.
Anything.
Celebrate birthdays.
Present company, of course. The water's cool if you're going to be at the beach. That's one thing to know. The only possible negative, I want to focus on the positive and no negative, but the only thing you will notice this weekend, many of y'all probably going to try to hit the beach. If you haven't been yet this winter, water is cold. It's warming fast, but it's still cold, especially the East Coast. The water off the East Coast of Florida, up to 10 degrees cooler than the Gulf side beaches. Interesting to know. Temps today across America really warm, starting to go in the right direction. Now Thursday night, we do have a little front that's going to come through. Just some clouds, it's no big deal. No rain for us. A couple of clouds late Thursday night and Friday. Then Friday turns out to be totally sunny. where the dry northerly wind kicks in. All right, so when is the next potential weather? Well, it's probably the middle and end of next week. We're talking about next Wednesday into next Thursday. Now, what is certain to me, even 8 days in advance, is that the Midwest and the Deep South probably are going to get some pretty active weather. You could probably refer to this as the first real severe weather outbreak potential of the spring season next week. This is next Wednesday. I'm talking about Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, Alabama, Mississippi, like multiple states in here with maybe some enhanced tornado potential, then maybe a snowstorm up to Chicago, parts of Minnesota and Iowa. But notice what this system does. It's really huge. This is late next Wednesday, and ahead of it, we'll probably get very warm here. As is often the case, the day, if you watch regularly, you probably heard me say this before. If you have not, I've got a little rule unofficially I've come up with over my years of doing weather. The day before a cold front always is warmer than the data in we think. So the day before this, 85, maybe next week. Just add a few degrees to all the computer models. So really warm ahead of this front for us next week. You see here snowstorm or blizzard on the cold side. Then the cold front. This is the European model. It keeps the cold front pretty potent coming into Florida Wednesday and Thursday of next week. We'll see. I mean, I don't know yet if the strong storm potential will either go from the deep south to the Carolinas and miss us, or we'll get some rain the end of next week. We'll see. But that'll be the next chance of precip here in Florida about 8-9 days from now. Then behind it, it'll get notably cooler. I don't think cold. Here's the temperatures next Thursday morning. You can see after being really warm, it's going to get cold again, even into the Florida Panhandle. But I don't think the jet stream will be quite far enough south for it to be cold here in Orlando next week. This is probably something on none of your minds, but it caught my eye in the office tonight looking across the globe. This is, by the way, the peak hurricane, or as they call it, cyclone season in the southern hemisphere. Remember, it is summer now on the bottom half of the globe. Now, you can't really take a lot away from this to correlate it with the upcoming Atlantic season, but there are a pretty wild amount of hurricanes about to get underway. In fact, there's 6 systems here. This is Australia, this is Madagascar, and one of them tomorrow might become a major hurricane or cyclone, and a few of these over here, major cyclones as well. So on the other side of the world, things are very active now in their hurricane or typhoon cyclone season. All right, sunshine tomorrow, 78, 81 Thursday, 74 Friday, upper 70s for the weekend. Beautiful. We'll warm up next week. Then again, as I showed you, we'll watch the end of next week for our next chance of any rain or storms.
All right, Noah, thank you much. Coming up next here on Fox 35 News at 10, changes to how we wait in line for some of our favorite Disney rides. What you can expect at the parks ahead.
All right, before we head to break, our night lights take us to Seattle. Beautiful night there, and you can even see the Space Needle off in the distance right there. And you're watching Fox 35 News at 10 on this Tuesday night.
You know, mornings are so hectic, and we're always going to be here for our viewers.
Fox 35's I Love LA sweepstakes. You can win a trip for 2, fly to LA, and see the iHeart Radio Music Awards live. Enter now at fox35orlando.com.
Welcome back. The Brevard Zoo is finding new ways to help care for its aging giraffes.
This is Doc and Millennia. They've surpassed their life expectancy in captivity, but they're starting to have some issues getting around. They're getting older, just like everybody, right? So the veterinary team is now turning to a diagnostic tool there to help guide future treatments for the pair. Thermography helped determine the origin of their discomfort. The infrared cameras showed hip issues in Doc, and Millennia has knee issues. Now caretakers can monitor the changes in the images as they attempt therapy.
Inside Disney's standby lanes officially open today for 2 popular rides at Disney World. We're talking about Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Magic Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. Both attractions will no longer use the virtual queues. Experts say the standby wait times for both of these rides will be long for months to come. This marks the first time since the COVID pandemic that no Disney attractions are using the virtual queue system. And over at Universal, one attraction there is closing soon. Fast and Furious Supercharged will shut down on March 10th. Universal is building a new Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster. That ride is set to open next year.
Also trending tonight, remember the Fire Festival that turned into that big disaster back in 2017? Well, organizers are ready for the sequel. Tickets are now on sale for Fire Fest 2. This time it's in Mexico. It's going to be from May 30th to June 2nd. The announcement comes after Billy McFarland, who organized the first event, served nearly 4 years in prison over the aftermath of that disastrous event. The cost for round 2 ranges from $1,400 to, ready for this one, $1.1 million. Yeah. Some of the proceeds will reportedly go towards paying his $26 million in restitution payments. So people are willing to pay, Luann?
I guess.
Take their money and pay off your restitution.
Like, let's go again.
All right, might as well. All right, late news at 11 is coming up next.
Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is here to kick things off. Good evening, Marlisa.
Hi there. Speaking of trips, this one is the trip of a lifetime, not to Paris or to Rome or any of the other 7 wonders of the world for that matter, but for one veteran, all you need is your best friend. Meet me at 11 to see how one of our investigations led to the two of them finally being allowed to cruise together.
Nightlights is sponsored by Ocean Bank, taking business further.